This video is sponsored by LG. Hey, it's Chris, and in today's video, I'm excited to share with you guys the OLED TV that I've been testing, the LG OLED C1. And actually, LG was cool enough to send over the 77-inch version to try out. And what can I say? It's been awesome. In fact, prior to this, I had already bought myself a 55-inch C1, which lives upstairs. And I guess you can kind of say I'm already a C1 fan. But obviously the 77-inch is just all the more immersive and stunning just due to the size. But what makes the C1 such a special TV? Let's talk about it. First things first, it has self-lit pixels, these individual pixels that turn on and turn off, which ends up giving you number one, perfect black, and number two, you will never see a halo effect, which is nice. So unlike a traditional LED TV, the pixels in this OLED are self-illuminating, meaning there's no need for a backlight. So aside from the better picture quality, the OLED tech inside this C1 here also allows for a much thinner TV. You can see it here next to my phone for a comparison of the thinness, and it also allows for things like better viewing angles. So technical details aside, I mean, putting it simply, it's just more fun to watch. It's more fun to look at the TV itself and the picture quality. Now, a lot of people never think about this, but TVs do have processors inside, and this one makes use of the A9 Gen 4 AI processor. Now, this processor uses deep learning to improve content quality, including detecting and removing noise and optimizing contrast and saturation. So the AI can enhance picture details, it can auto-adjust brightness, it can even auto-adjust the volume depending on the genre of content that you're watching. Pretty insane. And something that I really liked was during setup, you could play around with turning the AI features on and off, and both in the picture quality and sound quality departments, you can see and hear the difference that it made. It is pretty noticeable. Now, speaking of visual and audio quality, I'm pleased to report that this TV does have Dolby Vision IQ and Dolby Atmos support for a very realistic home cinema experience. Now, in the world of HDR, there's high dynamic range, which is good, and then there's Dolby Vision IQ, which basically lets your TV optimize the picture quality, number one, based on the content itself, and number two, based on the ambient light, which essentially just means no more missing out on details that don't show up all the way in dark areas, just for instance. You know, I can think of a handful of shows that I've read about people complaining about not being able to make out some details that might have been important details in certain dark areas of the show. And so this takes care of that, totally handles it for you. And then Dolby Atmos, of course, provides that ultimate surround sound experience that you probably crave if you're looking for a great TV. And it also gives you that 3D soundscape that I've talked so much about here on the channel. Now, particularly when it comes to sports and gaming content, the way that your TV handles motion is really important. And the C1 here features advanced motion handling for displaying action in a really smooth and clear way. And for you serious gamers out there, the C1 does include NVIDIA G-Sync, AMD FreeSync, and HDMI VRR, which is very important when it comes to gaming and avoiding screen tearing or ripping, which is really distracting. It's the worst. You know, if you're gonna get a TV for gaming, then these are absolutely essential features. And it's just nice to know that if you buy this and you really wanna enjoy your gaming or your sports content, you're just not gonna have to worry about anything. And when it comes to gaming, I really do mean you don't have to worry about anything. So aside from the G-Sync, the FreeSync, you also get a 1 millisecond response time. So lag is not gonna be an issue here whatsoever. Seriously, playing on here has just been incredibly good, clear, smooth, lag-free. Now, I know I've been talking a lot about gaming stuff here because I think it goes without saying. This TV is gonna be amazing for your movie nights. But there are just some really incredible gaming features like the Game Optimizer, which is a feature that can automatically tune the settings for different genres and types of games because, of course, different games have different visual needs and you don't wanna have to mess with that yourself. The TV can just do it for you. Now, input and output is obviously a very big deal when it comes to anything related to your home theater. So I'm really happy that this has HDMI 2.1, which is the latest and greatest. So if you're planning on hooking up a PS5 or even an Apple TV, the latest Apple TV 4K, then you're really gonna appreciate this HDMI 2.1. Because what it does is it allows for fast motion transitions and seamless gameplay up to 120 frames per second in higher resolutions. Also, for people who love to watch their favorite streamers on Twitch or like to do some streaming themselves, the built-in cloud gaming features here are really nice as well. So yeah, those are some of the things that I really like about this LG 77-inch C1 OLED TV. Now, yes, this was a sponsored video technically, but like I mentioned before, I was already a C1 fan. I went out, purchased one with my own money, just because I liked the features and I wanted to have it, and I haven't regretted having it, and I'm really excited about having this more immersive, larger screen in the house as well. The remote has been intuitive, friendly, easy to use. I really like that. I like being able to just aim the remote on the TV and select stuff. That's really cool. And I gotta say, I've enjoyed using the built-in YouTube app over the Apple TV's YouTube app because it's just simpler, easier, more intuitive actually. So it's not just the picture quality, it's the little things too that count, that add up to an overall really nice, just luxury, great TV experience. So if you wanna check it out, I'll make it real easy. I'll put the link down in the description for you. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about it on the podcast if you wanna get signed up down there as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.